Welcome, Joyce Erb here with paperfinesse.blogspot.com. Today we'll be making this card using dies from Dies R Us, and I'll be introducing you to a new product that I found. I broke out my jelly plate. It was the first time I'd ever used it. All I've got is the little 6x6. So I'll get it out. I had seen a video on YouTube, I don't know who did it, but they used the jelly plate with the Distress Oxide reinkers, and I didn't have them, I still don't. I'll be getting some more ink pads, which I've got a few right now, but I thought the technique might work with the regular Distress inks. Not as much, but it still turned out pretty cool. And I'm going to show that to you here. Okay, I'm going to start with, well, let me see. I'm going to use a couple of Distress reinkers, jelly plate, speedball brayer, and some Distress watercolor paper. All I'm going to do is put some drops on the paper. The difference is if you're using the oxides, it won't separate as much as it does with the regular reinkers, but it still looks cool. Okay, now all you do is go back and forth. And I'm just pressing the paper on top. And that's what you get. Now I did another technique. This would probably work pretty much the same on your mat. I don't think you really need a jelly plate for this. Just for fun, let's add a little bit of pink to this one. I like pinks and oranges together. Probably have a bit too much ink on here. Going to spray a little bit and see what I get here. This one I'm just going to try to get it all up. doing your backgrounds, there's no exact science to this, you just play. I think that's what I like about doing backgrounds, is it's all experimental. You can use these backgrounds as backgrounds, or you can die cut pieces out. This is my Nuvo sprayer that I really like, because I can actually, it still takes 2 hands, but it's easier for me to press. And I have put pearlescent watercolor in here. Mixed it with water. And it's just more to mix the colors. I can see the pearlescence in here a lot. I can't really see the distinction of pink. There you go. Some quick and easy backgrounds. Hello. Today we're going to be featuring this Sue Wilson die. It's a Belgian collection called Bruges, B-R-U-G-E-S. And I used this outside one, the inside one, and then the decorative one. And this is the cut that I got. And this is one of my backgrounds that I was going to use. But I didn't really care for the white on top of it, so I recut it out. And I will be layering it on here. And I cut it out in a yellow. I think this is Sweet Corn by Gina K. And then I've got a word die. It's a penny black die. I will get that. I will have that linked below. And it's called Just For You. And I liked how the black stood out on the colorful background. So I'm going to trim this a little bit to have a little bit of black matting. Then I'm not sure yet if I'm going to add a flower or just what I'm going to do with it yet. What I did think I'd show you today, though, is scoring if you have a hard time holding the score tools. I usually do this on my lap, so I'm going to see how this goes. I have switched to my Score Buddy instead of the Score Pal. It's a little easier to handle. And I need to, this is 4 1/4 by 11. I need to score at 5 1/2. And see, I have a difficult time holding this. I did get one of the really good Teflon folders, but it's really hard to hold. What this is good for is putting the crease in. What I most typically use, though, is this, because I can wrap my fingers around it and get a better grasp, and I still need to guide it. And I usually hold this up against my body on my lap because I have a little bit more control. The heavier the cardstock, the more difficult it is. I usually go several times. Now to fold it and make sure it's level, I usually put it in there. And this is when this comes in handy. It's got a nice edge on it too. Score it nicely. The other thing I wanted to show you today is I went to a scrapbook expo, and the Sparkle and Sprinkle booth had the Nuvo products open, and they had the glue that I could try right here. And what I usually use is this one. And I love this. I can hold it. See, it's narrower. It still takes 2 hands to squeeze most of the time, but this glue doesn't curl, doesn't warp your paper, and it's got a really good seal. I've glued all kinds of things with it. The Nuvo is still new to me, but I'll show you. I can't really glue anything down yet, so let me see. I'll just put it on my thing here. It's got a nice fine tip. See how the bottle is shaped? I can grab it, but the cool thing is look, I can do this with one hand, and I get a pretty fine thing, and I'm barely adding any pressure at all. Now, as long as this has a good seal, which it looks like it does from the demos I've seen, I am thrilled with this one, so I thought I would share that for those of you that have diminished strength. Okay, so let me trim this stuff up and I will be right back. And I added this lily that I had in my stash. And then I also cut out the penny black Just For You out of the same die. And I'm going to put some glue on the back. I'm just getting it in some of the thicker places. Okay, I'm going to offset this just a little. Get it positioned in there and then stick it on. To finish up the card, I added a lily from my stash of dies. At the Dies R Us blog, I added a link to a Sizzix Thinlit die that's very similar to this lily. And lilies are really easy to make. And I added some Wink of Stella to the lily and to the words. And then all that's left is to mount this on a card base and it'll be done. I'm trying to show you the shine, but I don't think it picks it up. The shine adds just enough. And this is our finished project. As a reminder, I used the Penny Black Just For You word die, Sue Wilson Designs her Belgian collection, Bruges, and the Impression Obsession die is that Lily trio that's tucked in behind my lily. I hope you enjoyed today's project, and please, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great crafting day.